I'm the Global Runner and I'm 51 years old, and this week I have flown to Ottawa because I'm running the Ottawa Marathon on Sunday. So in this video we're going to go over the taper week leading up to the Ottawa Marathon, including what I ran, what I ate and how I prepared myself for the marathon. In this episode we do some next level stalking. Okay, I can hear Rory in the other room. Let's just get a little selfie in there. Not styling this out at all.
I was saving all my matches, so to speak, for the race itself. And I know Boston was a huge effort.
I wear my mask literally everywhere, and my accent gives me away again.
You're not from around here either.
No, I'm not. So we are in Ottawa. I'm in my hotel, which is sort of like a condo place. And I managed to pick the noisiest condo in the whole of Ottawa, I think. Look, they even give you earbuds to wear. These were by the bed, because that's how noisy it is. I picked it because over there, literally, is the start line. So I thought this would be great, and it was super cheap. But I guess there's a reason it's super cheap. So, this is my elite credential. I've been showing this to everyone who has asked, and even lots of people who haven't asked, like people in the street, the woman in the Nando's that I went to, just flash my elite credentials around. So this week has been the taper week, and it's been all about preparing. And so the first thing we prepared was the body. So let's have a look at the week's training all in one spot. So the first part of taper week is preparing the body. And of course, it's not as simple as just resting. I did do a lot of resting this week, but I tried to have a bit of active recovery. So you can see there was lots of easy running there. I did try and run every day, other than towards the end of the week where I was starting to run every other day. This week I've been having a few issues with my quads. My knees were a little bit sore and the quads were a bit tight, which is fine. Like, they're going to hurt during the race, so it's no big deal if they're hurting now. But I was just a bit cautious about them, and I think what it was showing me was that I'm ready for this race. I was right at the end of the training block, and I couldn't really have gone much further with this training block without taking a bit of recovery. So this was a week where I made sure I was rested enough and added a few efforts in, like Thursday's 3x1k with some pretty good efforts. I did 3:15, 3:11 and 3:06 in a pair of super shoes. So I was happy with that. And despite the quads feeling a bit sore, things were going well. So watch the drone here. It almost hits my daughter on the head. So having prepared the body, I had to prepare the mind. And I think one of the difficult things with the marathon race is that you don't want to be hurting in the first half, but you got to embrace the hurt in the second half. And I don't think I'm very good at this. I think I need to be better at embracing the difficult parts of a marathon and embracing the hurt in the second part. So what I try and do is I try and read How Bad Do You Want It? And there's also Endure. I think that's by Alex Hutchings. And they are both really good books. And there's a chapter in particular on one of the Olympic female runners, I can't remember her name now, who was fully expected to win the NCAA title and just completely didn't, and came like 100th rather than dominating as she was expecting to. And they put it down to the fact that she didn't expect to hurt. She expected it to be too easy. Now, no one goes into a marathon expecting it to be easy, but preparing the mind to be tough and getting ready for the hurt, as well as having a little bit of swagger there, I think are the mindsets that you need to achieve when going into the marathon. I'm not great at visualizing, but a lot of people visualize success, and I think I could be better at that. So I've been trying to get ready to knuckle down when it gets difficult. Okay, so I've prepared the body, prepared the mind. Now you've got to prepare for the time zone. So there's a 2-hour time difference between Calgary and Ottawa. Ottawa is 2 hours ahead of Calgary, which doesn't sound like much, but the race starts at 7 a.m., which is 5 a.m. Calgary time. So you're getting up to have breakfast before that. You're getting up at about 3 a.m. Calgary time. So all week I've been getting ready for that, and I've been going to bed earlier and earlier all week and getting up earlier and earlier. So hopefully I should be closer to this time zone when race day rolls around tomorrow. I also prepared the food. So as an elite, as I keep telling everyone, I get to drop a water bottle at every 5K aid station. And these are the water bottles that they give you. And I'm gonna put Scratch high carb drink in mine, so this one. So every one of these will have some Scratch in, other than the last 3, which will have flat Coke. So that's the plan, is to have high carb drinks, and then I'm gonna have Morton gels to take on the way just in case I need them. So I've prepped all that. We apparently have to do some like arts and crafts to make our bottles different from everyone else's so that we spot them on the elite table. I might write EPO on mine just to make sure that no one steals them. No one's going to steal a bottle marked EPO, are they? I wanted to prepare for the unexpected, so I'm going to be carrying these, my little AirPods, so that in the event that things get difficult or I'm absolutely on my own throughout the race, I can use these to listen to some music, because it's all about perceived effort, and hopefully you're running with a group and that brings the perceived effort down. But if you're not, I might have to rely on music to bring the perceived effort down. So I'm only going to load about 10 songs onto my watch. I'm going to put them on the screen now so you can see them. These are ones which make me smile or make me feel happy or make me run faster. So what is in your marathon playlist? Probably not the songs that we've got there, but those are the ones which are going to make me laugh and make me feel better about myself during the marathon. Next thing I needed to prepare for was the weather, and of course we're all there 10 days out from the marathon, obsessively looking over what the weather's going to be. This weather seems perfect. At the minute, as you can see, it's a little bit rainy out there, and a little bit cold, colder than I was expecting. Currently raining a bit, and the flag, I don't know if you can see the flag on that building up there, is really sort of flying quite high. We've got a bit of a stiff breeze at the minute, so I'm going to hope that the wind dies down. But looking at race day, the weather seems absolutely perfect. The low is +7 degrees centigrade and the high is 17. So you couldn't ask for better marathon conditions. So as long as that wind drops down, I think it's going to be great weather conditions. But mentally, I'm prepared for whatever comes, and I know it's going to be a bit chilly and I know it's going to be cold, but I'm looking forward to that. The next thing I wanted to prepare was the tactics, and I've had some success running by feel this year, and I think I'm going to do the same again. I think I'm going to make sure that I just run by feel. I'll have my watch on and I'll have all the stats there and all the data there so I can look at it if I need to. But the plan is to have some random stat like distance on throughout the race and only really check very intermittently, maybe at 10K, maybe at halfway, but really just sort of run by feel and see how that goes. And I'm excited to try that. I haven't done that in a marathon for decades, and so the plan really is to get in a group. Hopefully it'll be running the effort that I want and just run by effort and see what that brings. Hopefully that's going to yield some results. So I've got my shoes. These are the race shoe of choice, the Puma Deviate Nitro Elite 3. You'll have seen my last video where I chose to wear these rather than the R3s, but yeah, Puma marathon shoe of choice. So these are the shoes that I'm going to be running in. So I did a jog of parts of the course just today, just a 20-minute jog with a 3-minute effort, just to see how the course was looking. It's relatively flat. There are some bumpy bits in there. There seems to be some bridges in there which have a few hills in them, so it's definitely not pancake flat. But the last, I would say, 15k are along the canal, and they are pretty flat. Again, there are a few bridges we go over where there's going to be some bumps, but really I'm ready for the bumps and I'm ready for a relatively flat course. So yeah, we'll see how that feels. So in terms of food, obviously we're in carb loading zone. I had some noodle soup for lunch, which was really good. I have seen people say that you should have 4 grams of carbs for every pound of body weight. I don't really focus on that. I just try and stick to what I know. Don't try any new food, and also try and have a big lunch and a slightly lighter dinner. I don't like going to bed full. Okay, so I am number 28. Let's go 28. Of course, I'm going to do a post-race video, but if you want to look up the results, number 28, let's go. And then the final thing to remember is we're doing this for fun. Like, this is supposed to be fun. Like, I'm not dependent on this for income. This is not my job. I'm not going to lose my Nike sponsorship over this. So really just remembering that this is fun and this is something that we choose to do and we're lucky and privileged to be able to do. So I want to go in the race with that mentality, with the idea that I'm grateful that I can still run at this age, and I'm just out there to have fun. And yeah, let's see if we can crush some records while we're at it. But if not, that's okay too. So the next time you see me, I will be warming up for the marathon. There was discussion as to whether or not I should bring my little camera that I wear on my hat. I feel like you guys deserve to come along, so I'm going to record as much of it as I can. So yeah, let's just see what tomorrow brings. Let's hope the traffic isn't too loud tonight. I'll wear my earplugs and I'll see you bright and early in the morning for an early breakfast, a warm up, and then let's go and crush the Ottawa Marathon.